Hello everyone, welcome to Women and Girls Voice Advocacy Initiative. My name is Hamina Tayodele. In today's video, let's talk about self-love. Self-love, this is a subject that is very daring to me. Like, I love talking about self-love so much. You know why? Because loving yourself is the beginning of doing many more greater things. Loving yourself, it is the beginning of you following your dreams. It is the beginning of you setting boundaries. It is the beginning of you accepting yourself. Okay, now, today, I'll be looking at why you should prioritize self-love and what it even means to love yourself. I get a lot of questions from women. I see a lot of comments from women talking about what is even self-love? How do I love myself? How do I know if I love myself? Okay, and I'll be sharing that with you in this video.
Everything is gonna be alright. Everything is gonna be okay.
If you are seeing this video for the first time, this is Women and Girls Voice Advocacy page. Don't forget to click the subscribe button. Don't forget to follow the page on Facebook. And don't forget to share this video with other amazing women out there. Now let's dive into it. So what does it mean to love yourself? I'll tell you, number one thing that you would know when you start loving yourself, number one thing you will realize it, you start accepting yourself. You start accepting your flaws. You start accepting that you're not perfect. You start accepting that this is you. You are unique. You don't have to be exactly the same as everybody. You start looking at yourself in the mirror and start appreciating the being that you are. You start appreciating the woman that you are. You start looking beyond your beauty. You start looking beyond what people say about you. It is about you identifying your strengths and knowing that your life is not just about what you're not doing well. It is about you knowing that you've also got good things going for yourself. It is about you identifying that you've got strength in you. You've got some capabilities. You are unique in your own way. It is about you seeing yourself, seeing your flaws, and telling yourself that I want to improve more on this. Even though this is me, I accept this is me. I'm not going to feel bad about it, but I know there are ways to improve more on this. That is self-love. So the first thing about loving yourself is self-acceptance. You would know that you're loving yourself when you are finding it easy to accept the kind of person you are. Even though you're not accepting the negative part of you, because you're also striving to improve more on it, at least you are not wallowing in pity of yourself and saying, look at me, I'm just as big as fat. I don't have anything on my head. I'm just there. You're not doing that to yourself. You are appreciating yourself at the same time you are looking for more. The second one is about self-compassion. Oh my God. How many times have you talked to yourself like a friend would come to you and say, hey girl, I've got a problem. Can you help me with it? How many times have you talked to yourself like a friend that needs your advice? For example, you are going through a problem and you are just telling yourself that, oh, this is not going away. Why is this happening to me? Instead of you doing that, why can't you put yourself in a friend's position that's come to you to say, I have a problem. Can you help me with the problem? I have this. Can you advise me? Put yourself in your friend's position and advise yourself. Be compassionate, because you know that when your friend comes to you, you're not going to blame your friend. You're not going to say, why do you do that? You shouldn't have done that. You're a failure. You're not going to use harsh words, negative words on your friend. Even if you're going to criticize whatever the person has done, you're going to do it in a way that has like compassionate. You are going to be more empathetic with it. You are going to show empathy to that person. So treat yourself that way. Be compassionate to yourself. It's okay to make mistakes. Accept that you make mistakes, but don't start beating yourself up. Accept that you've done some things in the past that you're not proud of, that you don't want to look back at. But what will you do? Forgive yourself. If you can forgive other people that have done the worst thing to you, why is it so difficult to forgive yourself? So part of the way to know that you are actually loving yourself more is to show compassion to yourself. Self-compassion is one of the ways to know that you have started loving yourself. Forgive yourself and move on. Forgive yourself and tell yourself that you can do better. Forgive yourself and don't fall into the mistake that you've done before. Third one is self-care. I love self-care enough. I love self-care so much. And I'll tell you why. Why won't you care for yourself? Why are you waiting for somebody to come and care for you? Why do you say, okay, I'll wait till I get money, or I'll wait till I give birth, or I'll wait till I get married. Somebody is going to take care of me. I'm a baby girl of life. What happened to you taking care of yourself? What happened to you going out with the little change that you have and treating yourself to a super meal, to a sumptuous meal? What happened to that? What happened to you going out and buying fine dress for yourself? Why do you have to wait till you have a party or you have a date to go before you buy something nice for yourself? Why do you have to say until you give birth and start adding weight, or until you reach a certain age, that is when you would start exercising? Look after yourself. It is part of self-love. If you don't look after yourself, if you neglect yourself, if you feel like nobody is looking at me, I'm not going anywhere after all, why should I dress well? Why should I look good? You're only just denying yourself what you need. You need that good well-being, that physical health. You need it. You need to look good physically. You need to look good emotionally. You need to prioritize yourself, your well-being, and part of it is your emotional well-being. You don't have to stay in an environment where the only thing they do is to talk about people, is to talk people down. You don't have to stay in an environment where the only thing they tell you is that you are only wasting your time doing that thing, or you are not fit to be in that kind of environment, or you are not even up to the standard. You don't want that kind of energy. If you love yourself enough, part of the things you will do is to move away totally from that kind of environment. It is part of self-care. And the fourth one that I'll be talking about is positive talk. Yes, you know I love to say positive talk enough. If you've watched some of my videos, you will see where I talk about, oh, I'm a dullard. And immediately I tell myself that I'm not a dullard, I'm super brilliant. Tell yourself those things. You don't have to wait until you get a first class or distinction before you know that you're brilliant. Say something nice to yourself. When people compliment you, don't reject it. Don't say, oh, are you whining me? Oh, you're just flattering me. Okay, get flattered. You are allowed to be flattered. You should flatter yourself. Talk to yourself. Be proud of yourself. Be proud of the little things that you manage to do. You don't know what it takes to get something done successfully, no matter how small. So celebrate yourself. Say something nice to yourself. Every time shouldn't be about, what kind of life is this? Well, what can we do? It's our destiny. It's our fate. No, say good things to yourself. Say nice things to yourself. That is just a mind. That is just one mindset that you need to start changing. Say positive things to yourself. If you don't feel comfortable saying negative things to other people because you don't want them to feel bad, why should you say that to yourself? You yourself, why should you talk yourself down? And again, I think this is the fifth one, right? Set boundaries. Oh my God, people are going to step on your toes. People are going to ask you what you cannot do. People are going to test your patience. But you know what? You need to set boundaries. You need to relate with people in a way that if they don't know how to treat you, you need to start showing them how to treat you. You need to start treating them how you want them to treat you. Do you get what I mean? You need to start knowing your limits. If you know that you don't have the capacity to do something, why are you accepting it? If you know that you are going to go back and start crying, or you start blaming yourself for accepting that task, or for accepting that position, or for saying yes to that person, why should you do it in the first place? Why should you say yes to it? You need to understand. You need to learn how to say no. And this time around, you don't say no and feel guilty. Say no with all your confidence. Say no and stand by your no. Set boundaries. By the time you start setting boundaries, trust me, you will lose friends, because people want people that they can match. People want people that they can control. They don't want you to say no. They want you to always say yes to their request. But by the time you start prioritizing yourself, by the time you start thinking about yourself and saying no to things that don't go down well with you, that is against your will, that is against your belief, that is against your value, you're going to lose friends. People are going to talk about you. But you know what? They will come around. Set boundaries. And part of setting boundaries is to be authentic. My dear, there's no way you can set boundaries if you don't start being authentic. Be authentic enough. Be yourself. You don't have to pretend to anybody. How many times have you pretended? All this while that you have been pretending, what have you gained? What have you gained? So it is high time you start being yourself. It is high time you stop pretending. It is high time you start being honest with your conversation. It is high time you start communicating effectively. You start opening your mouth to talk and telling people what you want. Be authentic. Don't fake it. Don't do something to impress people even when you are dying inside of you. It is when you start being authentic, that is how it will be easier for you to set limits, to set boundaries with people, especially in your relationship. And lastly, oh, I love this one so much. I think I love almost all of them. Okay, it's to live in the moment. My dear, you don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. Why should you put the fear of what might go on tomorrow? Why should you let you affect the little joy that you are experiencing today? Live in this moment. Appreciate this moment. They will tell you that you are being over happy. It looks like you don't have problem. It looks like you're not thinking. It looks like despite all the problems in this world, you don't have any share of it. Well, even if you've got any share of what the things that is happening in this world, I want you to start living in the moment. I want you to start remembering that you deserve to be happy and do whatever that makes you happy. Live in your moment. Live in this joy of the moment. Live in this present moment and forget about anything that will come after tomorrow, because you're not there yet and you don't know what is going to happen. It might not even happen. So why should you deny yourself when you've not even seen what is going to happen? Start living in the moment. Start being happy. Put yourself in the position of a baby, a little baby that has nothing to think of other than to eat and play and have fun. When you walk, you deserve to treat yourself to a good treat. Don't just say, I don't know. Don't just make your whole life about complain and complain. Be fun for once, at least for yourself. Go out and enjoy the nature. You don't have to spend a whole fortune to actually make yourself happy. Go out and enjoy the nature. Have fun. Call friends on the phone. When they invite you to a party, go there and have fun with them. It is about living in the moment. If you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to click the subscribe button, don't forget to click the like button, and don't forget to share with your amazing friends. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Everything is gonna be alright. Everything is gonna be okay. Everything is gonna be alright. In the end, everything is gonna be